to this. First thing I want to say is that you should grab some water and drink. Second thing I want to say is we have this long ass article that okay, boom. I was gonna read the whole article, but I'm gonna just read the end of it. And apparently I seen some other like promotional material off stream for Assassin's Creed, and I seen some people saying it's good. I'm seeing some people saying it's things that are missing. Let's read on and see. Excuse me. Assassin's Creed Shadows is not the Ninja Splinter Cell game I hope for. I don't know what his expectations are, so this could be a good thing. Could be a shitty thing. Ubisoft's latest has a renewed focus on stealth, but its advances feel minimal. We'll read about that. The demo's quest change set in the province have me infiltrating a variety of strongholds, from small gardens with a couple of guards to towering castles packed with opponents. If you played an Assassin's Creed before, the fundamental approach to all this is practically unchanged. Okay, so a lot of that good old shit that we came to love and expect. You'll be scaling to high points to identify guard placements using simple distraction techniques, blah 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 blah. But do the distraction techniques matter now, nigga? All of this can be achieved using the same techniques you've relied upon for years. Okay, so it must have been the win. Many of the flaws that have previously hampered such techniques also make a turn. Must have been the win. For example, started a sentence off with a conjunction. The hidden blade can once again be foiled by I'm not gonna lie. That's all I needed to hear. Whose idea was it to make an Assassin's Creed game where you can't... What the fuck? Oh, it's adding the extra part at the end again. Whose idea was it to make an Assassin's Creed game where if you use your sneaky assassin wrist blade, a nigga just goes, oh, hey, why you chop me in the throat? Chop you in the throat? Bitch, you're bleeding. Nah, that's just a scratch, nigga. Now, what's up? A sneaky assassin game where I gotta upgrade my ability to assassinate niggas? I don't like this Assassin's Creed shit. Assassin's Creed should... Actually, you know what? We'll finish the article. Fuck it. Let's see if it gets worse than that. If that shit is back... Neutering, planning, and positioning in favor of skill points and upgrades. Incredibly sticky environments continue to be the norm, which ensure you will never fall from a rooftop or slip during an ascent, but being glued to surfaces often proves catastrophic when it comes to quickly reacting to enemy threats. So one of my previous complaints about Assassin's Creed that to me has been a thing that has plagued the franchise since Unity off and on, Unity Syndicate, whichever one came first, off and on, was the parkour wasn't that great. Like, all right, let me rephrase that because that sounds crazy. The parkour options at its core were really cool and were amazing, but the controls to interact with that parkour were fucking terrible. I remember a common meme for a thing that I used to happen all the time in Assassin's Creed Unity/Syndicate is you would press one button, and while the motherfucker's trying to scramble up a wall, Ezio, I don't remember none of the main characters' names, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. While Ezio was trying to scramble up a wall, this nigga was trying to queue up a chess game while hopping into a hay bale all at the same time. Like, the controls for this game were context dependent, but the way it used to do context, it used to be confused. Now, that's years and years ago, and I heard it's gotten better since, but this article is not describing better, it's describing the same old. Ubisoft, what the fuck? Hopefully there's like an option where you could change the control scheme type to be less sticky, but that sounds like effort. They're not gonna do that. while the company collapsing, while they legs going right now, while they struggling to make some money. When it comes to quickly reacting, emergency escapes feel like you're fighting against a magnetic leash that really wants to lock you in a bad place. Oof. If you read Iggins' recent blah 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 blah, really enjoyed Shadow's revamped take on stealth. While I feel differently, having left Ubisoft's Playroom somewhat disappointed, it's important to note that Shadows is fulfilling its promise of taking stealth seriously. One of its two playable characters, Naui, a ninja wholly dedicated to stealth. Aside from the prologue, in which I had to play as combat-focused Yasuke for tutorial purposes, I was able to play for Naui for the entire duration of the demo. While Shadows often asks if you'd like to switch roles, it had no issue with me choosing Naui every single time. Standing notably shorter than her heavily armed companion, 6'6" with the BBC gene, Naui is able to avoid enemies' sight lines more easily. Of course, she's a stealth nigga. Her slender flames allow blah 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 blah. Playing as Naui opens up new routes and pathways, yeah, because she can actually scale over shit, because Yasuke came with that big ass armor, we get it. Those stealth staples become more interesting, at least on paper, thanks to refreshed ideas. Shadow's title partly refers to his new approach to detection. Staying in the dark renders you, that's not new, nigga, that was in previous games unless I'm bugging. And the closer you move towards a light source, the more visible you come. Like always, nigga. This is clearly spelled out by a meter on your HUD, blah blah blah, nigga. I found the presence of light rarely impacted my progress or forced me to devise smarter methods of approach. I'm surprised. Must have been the win. The adoption of this approach sounds like a complete game changer, but in reality, it had minimal effect on my playstyle. Damn, this nigga said the main feature of the game ain't doing shit? That shit just on there for show? I've honed across 13 prior games. I've no doubt that under the... Oh, damn. He said, nigga, I got experience with this franchise, so y'all niggas can't say I'm some bumfuck nigga just saying shit. I've honed across 13 prior games. I doubt that under the hood, the engine's new enemy AI routines are influenced by this new simulation. Started a sentence off with a conjunction spelled when wrong. It comes to actually playing Shadows, I found the presence of light rarely impacted my progress or forced me to devise smarter methods of approach. I could stand on rooftops with a full visibility meter and no one would see me. Traditional sight lines seemed to only be a factor I truly had to consider. Damn, so he said they put that, he really saying, he doubling down. At first I wasn't sure, but this nigga doubled down. He said, yeah, that mechanic, shit, they tell me it means something, but nigga, I couldn't tell. Also, another question I have is there a difficulty slider and what difficulty did you have it on? Because having a game at the hardest difficulty and saying this and having a game at minimal difficulty and saying this are two different things. This sense of same but different persists across many of Shadow's ideas. Now he is able to lie prone and crawl on her stomach, which certainly did make a difference when it came to invisible repositioning. Started a sentence off with a conjunction. Could have just started a sentence off with a capital the environment I encountered in the demo made little creative use of this ability. I hope that the demo becomes public so I can play this shit and see for myself. For example, I was disappointed, started a sentence off with a conjunction, to discover that a tunnel beneath the house didn't have a hatchway into the room above. So what the fuck was you crawling under the house for? Nigga, that was a feature in Rise of the Ronin, the fuck? Instead of acting as an alternative entry point, all this crawl space offered was the same pathway that could be faster accomplished by simply scaling across the rooftop. Damn, so they got stealth pathways that lead nowhere and are more of a burden than a help? It ain't. Oh, bruh. Damn, there's more? Yeah, we're skipping to this part. Shadow seems reliant on a lean and familiar set of abilities, at least as far as stealth goes. Even options that initially seem to be fresh are repackaged tools from the past. Damn, they selling you shit you already had. These niggas stole out your house and then said for $5.99, bitch, if you don't give me my shirt back, you can call on an allied brawler to charge at a designated target. What? Oh, so like you could call the homies to jump in. which works as both a distraction and a method of remotely eliminating enemies. But this is a really just a thematically different take on the berserk darts that have appeared in a number of prior Assassin's Creed games. Also, you can ask undercover agents to pop on niggas. That's kind of cool. That's a cool new feature. Why haven't they stated that you could call hits on niggas mid-mission? What? Imagine you in the middle of a mission, you sitting on the roof and you be like, brr, brr, spank that nigga right there to death. What? That sounds fire, nigga. Blah, 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 blah. All the exciting options on combat focus, such as elaborate non-strike guard. Damn, nigga. I gotta hit you 9 times to break your guard? Shit, at that point, I might as well just pull out a fucking revolver and bust your shit open anyway. Eviscerate with its kickflip finisher. When it comes to stealth, the most exotic option I could find was ability to slow down time for a few seconds. As far as this demo was willing to show me, there's nothing along the lines of traps, disguises, or other advanced stealth ideas. Perhaps the changing of seasons, which I didn't get to experience, is promised to change the landscape considerably, is when Shadow's more interesting stealth challenges lie. That does sound like an interesting. Skipping that paragraph. In most instances, the brutal punishment inflicted by combat forced me to take stealth seriously. It's classic carrot versus stick stuff, and an effective stick at that. What I'm less enthusiastic about is my pure stealth playthrough being derailed by mandatory bosses with huge health bars. I wish when playing as Naui, these bosses were reconfigured as stealth-focused assassination challenges in the mold of Unity's centerpiece missions. Instead, I'm forced to defeat my foe in a one-on-one duel that's clearly designed to fulfill the samurai fantasy. Okay, so there are going to be definitive points in the story where it's like, nah, nigga, either struggle as Naui or play as in Yasuke and get it the fuck over with. And not gonna lie, I'm gonna play as Yasuke and get it the fuck over with if I do play this shit. Shadows always gives you the option to switch to Yasuke, and prior to one of these fights even prompted me to. But to choose a stealth character and be forced to engage in direct combat does feel like you're being told your decision is invalid. Yeah, maybe with several more hours of practice and a combat tune-up prior to release, dueling with Naui will feel less like a punishment. He says this bitch can't fight, which makes sense because she's a sneaky assassin. After 3 hours of play, I'm fairly confident saying that it will be the best experience of the series RPG era. What the fuck does that mean? Maybe I'm out of the loop on Assassin's Creed, but was this game not an RPG from the start? Am I losing it? Was Assassin's Creed like one from either 1 or 2 not a RPG? Like, am I bugging? Are you not role-playing in this role-playing game? Like, it may not have skill trees and shit like that, but I always remember it being a role-playing game for you being a sneaky assassin. Having a character and toolkit entirely dedicated to the approach signifies that Ubisoft has taken this fundamental part of the franchise seriously for what feels like the first time in many years. Especially after Valhalla, where the whole game was just you as an assassin run up on niggas and people across the head as a fucking Viking. As dedicated fans will know, stealth never actually went away. Sure, nigga, it was just eclipsed by the action. You know what? That's a fair take. Shadows lets that stealth step back into the limelight. However, just because stealth now has prominence doesn't mean it's undergone any meaningful change. Basically, this nigga saying it's the same bullshit, different toilet tissue. According to LeMay, Yasuke will play an important part in the story. In fact, he points to the fact that he isn't an assassin and he isn't Japanese as being one of the big reasons as why his role is important. He works with Naui, but he's not an assassin and he doesn't have to be. That's interesting. So why should I give a fuck about his story in the overall grand scheme of things if he's not an assassin? I think his life just doesn't matter. The fuck? No, whoa. Not like that. Chill. I'm talking about in the scope of the story. What he did in his life. Why should I give a fuck if he's not an assassin? Whatever you did doesn't matter, nigga. You were just a pawn. Naui This also forced the studio to further distinguish them from each other. No, he said when asked if Yasuke having eagle vision would make it easier. He needs to not have it so you play different with him than you play with Naui. Yeah, because it would be kind of cheese to basically run through as this big ass dude that could beat the shit out of everybody, in addition to seeing through walls. Like, that's kind of fucking cheap. Probably the most complex thing that I've ever worked with if we compare to Odyssey and Syndicate, explained game director Charles. Excuse me. We needed specific codes and specific animations to support something super fluid, changing the transition of the parkour to make it even more fluid. So that's one of the specific feedback that we heard that we wanted to address, and it really improved since the last few months. Blah blah blah. More recently, okay, so that's all I wanted to know. Why he couldn't use eagle vision? He's not an assassin. So I ask, if he's not an assassin, why the fuck would whatever he does matters? I want to read through this article for the simple fact that first, I want to sit down. Second, I want to tell everybody that's sitting there watching that water is this wonderful thing that God put on the earth that I think we should all ingest together right now. Going back for seconds. Capcom, currently, right now, as we speak, is experimenting with generative artificial intelligence to create hundreds of thousands of unique ideas needed to build in-game environments. Now, I've seen people memeing on this for a week. Wow, they generated 1,000 pictures just to make another brown jungle. Wow, we generated 1,000 pictures just to make another blue ocean. Oh my fucking god, revolutionary idea. Revolutionary idea. But not gonna lie, I want to read through this article and see what they're actually doing and see if it's as simple as that or not. Video game development costs rise. Publishers are increasingly looking to controversial AI tools to speed up work and cut costs, which is true. Call of Duty sold an AI generated cosmetic. What the fuck did that look like? Because I heard about that, I never seen it. Is this it? Okay, this is it. I'm not gonna lie, this gun wrap actually doesn't look too bad. That it's an AI image, whatever the fuck. I don't know how to describe it other than it's shiny, but you could tell that shit look AI. This one you would never be able to tell. And this, I definitely would never be able to tell, because all the Call of Duty costumes look that level of fucking atrocious. For Modern Warfare 3 in late 2023, and fans accuse Activision making a loading screen, and a new interview with Google Cloud Japan. He's worked on the game a lot. One of the most time-consuming and labor-intensive parts of game development is coming up with hundreds of thousands of unique ideas. Unique as a scratch. Abe explained. Okay, so we've seen Automaton make mistakes before, so take all these quotes with more than a grain of salt. He added that designs for things like televisions require their own unique designs, logos, shapes, etc., including unused ones. We ended up having to come up with hundreds of thousands of ideas. Again, not going to use all of them. Multiple proposals are needed for the thousands to tens of thousands of these. You don't need 10,000 documents to say I want to make a TV this way. The fuck are you talking about? 100 max, but tens of thousands, nigga? Okay. Each proposal includes iterations needed to be blah 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 blah. Seeing room for efficiency improvements, Abe created a system where generative AI could read various game design documents and an AI could output the ideas, enhancing development speed and efficiency. So it was what people thought it was. It was you going to AI saying, make AI pictures of a forest. And then you look through all of them to say, we'll make a green forest this time. Get your ass up, buddy. You need 1,000 pictures to make another brown desert full of sand. What should we make our desert full of? AI, what should we make our desert full of? Blue sand this time. Like, nigga, you done that already. Shut the fuck up.
Why should they say all that?
This one I really wanted to pull up and talk about how, I'll read the tweet, but I wanted to mostly talk about how Power World, they up right now. They up right now to the point to where they're getting so much of everything they can't deal with it. A lot of people don't seem to understand that when we say Pocket Pair is 100% independent, we do mean there are no other fingers in this pie. So using my amazing MS Paint skills, hopefully this clears things up a bit. We like doing things our way, 100% Pocket Pair. Sony Music, Aniplex, Power World Entertainment, Power World Merch. Pocket Pair, Power World, Craftopia, Over Dungeon. Oh, so Power World Entertainment is like a joint business venture between Sony, Aniplex, and Pocket Pair, but Power World has nothing to do with, but Sony, has nothing to do with Power World Entertainment as a company. Oh, that was interesting to learn. Kinda don't care about reading more. Marvel's new Spider-Man show. I just wanted to let y'all know, if you seen the Amazing Spider-Man and you're wondering or worried that it might not get a season 2, don't worry, it's already getting a season 2. It's been renewed for season 3, even though 1 hasn't started. The Pretty Nothing Burger ass article. Just wanted to keep y'all up on game.